The clever students and the naive teacher. In the name of God. Many years ago, when schools were not like they are today, children went to teachers' homes to learn how to read and write. Back then, teachers were very different from those of today. They would physically punish students who did not study or made noise in class. As a result, the students were constantly afraid of their teachers. This is the story of some naughty children who had a very strict teacher. Their teacher assigned them a lot of homework, leaving them no time to play. Desperate to have more fun, they were always thinking about ways to escape from school. One day, a clever student came up with a brilliant idea. He said, "I've got a plan. If you do what I tell you, we'll have a few days off from school. What do you say?" The other students' eyes sparkled with excitement as they listened to the clever boy's plot. Some didn't like the idea. They thought it was too dangerous. "What if the teacher finds out about our plan? He will punish us really badly," a nervous student said in a trembling voice. Another one said, "My mother will kill me if I lie to my teacher. It's a perfect plan. Nothing will happen. Don't worry. And if they find out, I'll tell them I devised the plan. I take the whole responsibility. I'll tell them it's all my fault." The clever student reassured the other students. "If the teacher discovers it, he will give us plenty of homework as a punishment," another student said. The clever student immediately answered, "He's not like that. He's too kind to do such a thing." Everybody nodded their heads in agreement and smiled. By the way, no one should know anything about this. I mean, no one. Understood? Said the clever boy. Being persuaded by the clever student, the naughty students stopped complaining and promised the clever student to keep it a secret. The next day, all the children were waiting at the teacher's door for their friends to come. When the clever boy came, he reviewed his plan one more time with the students and told each one what to do once again, and then went right inside. He bent down to the teacher as a sign of respect, sat on his place, and said in a great self-confidence, "Good morning, sir. Oh, what's wrong? You look a little pale." The teacher said, "Don't speak nonsense. There is nothing wrong with me. I'm perfectly okay." The clever boy politely said, "I hope it's nothing serious. Maybe it's just a small fever." Then the next student came into the room and said the same thing. The teacher got a little anxious. Then the other students entered the class one after another, telling the teacher he looked pale. The teacher got more worried. He couldn't teach anymore. He left the classroom nervously. "They're right. I don't feel good. But I was okay when I woke up," the teacher thought. He was really angry with his wife. "She doesn't like me anymore. She only cares about herself. She doesn't even look at my face to see how sick I am," he whispered to himself as he made his way to another room in the house. His wife said, "Hi dear, how come you're back early today? Don't you see how I look?" Just look at my face, the man shouted angrily. You never pay attention to me, do you? What do you mean? You look all right to me. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Let me bring you a mirror if you don't believe me, dear, his wife said in a soft voice. What do I need a mirror for? I know pretty well how I feel, shouted the man. The woman didn't know what to do. She was confused. The man lay down on his bed angrily and tried to have a rest. His wife gave him a blanket. If you need anything, just call me, dear, said his wife. The students were upset by the turn of the events, but happy to have a break from class. There was something wrong with our plot. What are we to do now? One student nagged. The clever boy, who had already thought of that, asked the students to read out the book loudly. When the students did that, the clever student shouted at them, "Be quiet! Don't make a noise. It will worsen the teacher's headache." The teacher, suffering from a terrible headache caused by the students' noise, shouted from the next room, telling them to be quiet. After a few minutes, he realized he was too weak to return to the classroom and continue teaching. So he shouted, "Go home. Go back to your houses. Don't forget to study." The students put away their books quickly and walked out of school after they had said goodbye to their teacher. The children's mothers were surprised to see their children coming home so early. They told their mothers that their teacher was sick. Not believing a word the children said, their mothers went to their teacher's house the next day to see what was happening. When they saw the teacher, they were shocked. The teacher looked so pale, lying in bed with a towel on his forehead, moaning in pain. "Please forgive us. We should have come for a visit yesterday. Honest to God, we didn't know you were sick. We thought the children were playing a trick on us," one of the mothers said. "I didn't know it either. The kids, all 30 of them, told me I was sick one after another as they entered the class when they saw my face. I had been so busy with my teaching that I was not aware of my own sickness," the naive teacher told the mothers in laughter.